click the second pop-up, and that's why it's not helping me out here. I actually don't know if this connection is correct now. Start with the yoke.
Heidelin. A vibrant planet blessed by the light of the crystal. Amid azure seas, encompassing the westernmost of the three great continents, there lies a realm embraced by gods and forged by heroes. Her name, Eorzea. The annals of Eorzean history chart the rise of a succession of great civilizations, each one enjoying an age of peace, the astral eras. To date, all have proven ephemeral. In the year 1572 of the sixth and most recent astral era, the Northern Empire of Garlemald amassed a great army at the heart of Eorzea, seeking dominion over all. Rising in desperate resistance, the forces of the Eorzean alliance met their would-be conquerors in the field. Yet, even as the battle raged, the lesser moon, Dalamud, was plucked from the heavens through imperial machination. From its core emerged the elder primal Bahamut, who unleashed his fury upon the realm. The devastation brought Eorzea to its knees and the era to its end. 5 years have come and gone. The light of life still shines upon Eorzea. Man labors tirelessly to raise himself from the calamity's ruin. The realm is forever changed, a stranger to him once more. Yet heedless of what lies ahead, he shall press on. Spurred by the promise of peace and prosperity. Amid this period of great change, an adventurer arrives in Eorzea, one whose tale is yet unwritten.
All right. Okay. Does that seamlessly transition or no?
May he ever walk in the light of the crystal.
I just gotta... Okay, I gotta sort something out. In the meantime, A Realm Reborn. We're gonna start there. So just watch. Actually, will it play? It might play, actually. If I think about it. Oh, wait, no, I want to keep that open for stream stuff. Well, yes. That way. Boom. Done. Alright. We might come back to that. Okay, so, my idea was to just go through everything again on stream, because I can, on a new character. Because, hey, new data center and incentives for leveling something new. But I suppose the question I wanted to put was, I have a character prepared, but I don't know if y'all want to, like, see me make it on stream or not. I can easily just probably create a new one. Maybe not on this server because there's peak time, but, like, it's a thought. It's a thought I had of maybe the giant Rona in the Shiro. No. Okay. So. Right, is this gonna be weird? No, it's not. Alright, cool. So, this is my main. We're not playing this today. We have Sarah Ambersong over here, who's the one I've prepared. But do I just want to make one on stream with, like, input? I don't know. Actually, you know what? No, I've changed my mind. Sorry, Sarah, your time was short. We're going to make a new one. Because I think I've decided on what I want to do. Alright. So, as you know, fantasy games have fantasy archetypes, I suppose, for their, like, character races. The Hyur are said to have first traveled to Eorzea from her surrounding continents and islands. 3 great migratory waves later, they are now the most populous of all the civilized races. They exhibit a relatively modest physique, both in height and build, and are known for their peculiarly short, rounded ears. Yes, having, like, normal human ears is actually the exception in this game. Hyurs are well suited for traveling long distances by foot, a trait thought to account for their swift proliferation. Their espousal of an eclectic variety of languages and traditions is a legacy of their diverse heritage, as is their resulting lack of a unified cultural identity. Now, the funny thing is, you don't find this out until, like, 2 expansions later, but there's a sub-race of Hyur that sound like a very specific region of the UK, like, accent-wise, and it's hilarious. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, because I'd like to spend a lot of time on whoever this becomes, and just, like, yeah. Next up, okay, so this is, like, your male-female kind of, like, variants here. You know, it's simple. It's the human analogy, right? Analog, the human analog. I don't know. I've only ever played the one Aura, so we're probably going to avoid that this time. Alazin. In former times, the Alazin were the sole inhabitants of Eorzea, claiming dominion over her. Traditionally, a nomadic people, the tall, slender Alazin believed the realm to be theirs by divine right. Unfortunately, this belief made the eventual appearance of the Hyur in their multitudes akin to an invasion, and a long history of conflict ensued. Ultimately, the Alazin diverged into the 2 clans that exist today. The Wildwood Alazin took to the forest to protect their homeland, while the Duskrite Alazin withdrew to caves and subterrane, opting instead to avoid all contact with any but their own. They're very slender, tall people with, like, long necks. Kind of puts me off a bit. I think... Hold on. Oh no, they're like the second or 3rd tallest race besides the Rogadin. Maybe the Viera too. Viera girls are kind of tall. Lalafell. This is your short race. A wee people sporting short, rotund bodies, the Lalafell appear as no more than children in the eyes of most. Many of these nimble little folk hail from the islands of the South Seas, where they practice a simple agricultural lifestyle. It was not until the opening of maritime trade routes that the gradual migration of Lalafells to Eorzea began. Now one of the most well-established races in the realm, Lalafells can be found in great numbers in nearly every city. Though Lalafellan culture places great emphasis on blood relations, individuals are known for getting along amicably with members of all races. I mean, yeah, Lalafells... Again, short. Very short. Sometimes referred to as potatoes, although some people apparently find that offensive, which I don't quite understand. Mikote, cat boys and cat girls. Because, hey, it's an anime game. The ancestors of the Mikote made their way to Eorzea during the Age of Endless Frost, traversing the frozen seas in pursuit of the wildlife upon which they subsisted. Adaptation to a hunting lifestyle has fashioned them with a keen sense of smell, powerful legs, and a tail which provides them with exceptional balance. Mikote are known to be very territorial, and many individuals tend to lead solitary lifestyles, particularly males. If you read into like the nomenclature behind Mikote, one of the sub-races is pretty much just like harem protagonist, where like it's a tribe of one male and his various female consorts. I can't help but laugh at that. It's literally a harem. Rogadin. Known for their brawny builds and piercing eyes, the Rogadin are the largest and most rugged of Eorzea's races. The majority of the realm's Rogadin belong to the Seawolf clan, a maritime people who earn their keep on or by the sea, be it as sailors, fishermen, or pirates. Comparatively fewer in number are the Hellsguard, who are known for their more earnest demeanors and can often be found working as bodyguards in smithies. So yeah, Femro is kind of like your... Like, if you wanted to, like, make some kind of version of Vi from, like, Arcane, then you'd probably go Femro, I imagine, because... I mean, come on. Aura. Now, Aura are an interesting one. The curved horns and beautifully patterned scales that characterize the Aura often give rise to a speculation that members of this Hua-like race native to the far eastern continent of Othard are in fact the progeny of dragons. This, however, has long been disputed, with scholars citing several distinct differences in the two races as evidence of decidedly dissimilar roots. The first and foremost being the enhanced hearing and spatial recognition granted by an Aura's cranial projections, traits not attributed to draconian horns, and the second being the gross disproportion in body mass between Auri males and females, again, a trait widely unseen in dragons. Okay, so a female Aura, I think at max height is like 156 centimeters tall. This is the males. Like, look at that disparity. And alright. Hrothgar, who currently can only be males, if you notice this, although I think Square Enix might be working on that. Hailing from the distant shores of Ilsabad, the Hrothgar are a burly people of lion-like appearance, or the males are, at least. Females number staggeringly few among their population, and thus are rarely so much as glimpsed by other races. The Hrothgar's imposing countenance, mitigated not at all by their sharp claws and still sharper fangs, incited panic amongst Eorzeans upon their arrival. As they were also unable to communicate, initial interactions with the common folk often escalated into conflict. It was not until the Hrothgar gained mastery of the common tongue that fears were allayed, and in time, they would be as neighbors, welcome in all corners of the realm. So there's like a concept called Beastmen in Final Fantasy XIV, which is more like, you know, your humanoid races that are like a bit more monstrous than anything you've got here. Hrothgar's probably the closest you get to playing like one of these Beastmen, I would say. I did make one once, but I never played it. It was just more to see like, oh, what are their like customization options? And finally, the Viera, who recently got a male edition. Before that, they were solely female. No, that one. Of tall stature and slender frame, the Viera's physical appearance is strikingly similar to that of the Huron-Alazan, save for their distinctive long ears. Adhering to a strict code known as the Green Word, they are prohibited from contact with the outside world under threat of exile. Their society is purely matriarchal, and males of age are seldom, if ever, found within the bounds of any village. They instead serve as protectors of the wood from the shadows, that no evil may ever encroach on their sacred lands. So I ask you, oh viewers of my chat, we have our options. Where do we go from here? We have the human. We have the elf, giraffe neck elf. We have the short stack. We have the cat boy / cat girl. We have the big burly ones. The aura, which I already have, you know, dragonoid people. The Hrothgar, beastmen, and the Viera bunny boy / bunny girl. Spoiler alert, Sarah was a bunny girl. Bunny boys are so wholesome though. I don't know. Well, I suppose, yeah. Sort out the race first, and then from there we can sort out male or female. Although... Thing is, right, I've seen a few, like, Viera around, but helms don't really work with them with those ears. It's unfortunate, so if you like helmets, you know, you probably want to avoid that. Oh, that's right, my messenger chat heads don't work anymore. That's kind of unfortunate. Huh. Ah, screw it. You know what? I'll go with... Oh, yeah. New kid on the block. Why not? We'll go with the Viera, shall we? Yeah, we'll make a bunny boy. Let's change the environment up a bit. Let's get something. Let's make like a look at what's going on. Yeah, bunny. Okay, so now we have the sub-clan race, which is the Rava and the Vina. It doesn't really change much. It's just like a slight change in the starting stats. That's okay. Viera of the Rava clan live primarily in the Golmore jungle. They are umber skin, allowing them to readily blend in with their surroundings. Though the males stand as wardens of the forest, the females are adept hunters in their own right, fiercely guarding their homes and their young. Despite attempts by the Dalmascans to subjugate them, they have ever maintained a self-governing dominion. Though most would adhere to the traditions of the wood, some few have chosen to venture out into the world. Meanwhile, with skin as fair as the snow-capped mountains towering above, the Vina clan make their homes in the forests lining the southwestern foothills of the Skatai Range. Like the members of their sister clan, the Vina, live as hunters and gatherers, laboring not only to protect the woods, but to nurture them. As the winds of war swept up a number of those who left their mountain homes, many such hardened hunters chose to set out for the distant shores of Havel's. Now, with what I'm intending to do somewhere down the line, I actually want to run Rava. Because even though it's like umber skin, you know, you can actually like change the skin tone a bit. Right, so currently, so that's what, 180.2? So yeah, they're sitting like around 6, just around 6 foot, right? You know, pretty reasonable. I like them. Okay, so 100. Oh yeah, there's not much variation there. It's like what? 14 centimeters worth of height? Yeah, 180. Nice even 180, you know, it's pretty, 181. Alright, skin tone. Actually, yeah, let's get you in the light, my good man. I kind of like this, like, grayish kind of look. And I want to, I mean, I know they're, like, you know, dark skin, but I want to go with something, like, reasonably pale. Sort of, like, grayish tone. Yeah. Alright, hairstyles. Okay, well, let's see. Like, pull the fringe back a bit. Oh, hello. That's kind of cool. You got this one with, like, the hair up. Pulls it back a bit. You got this thing going on. Oh, with the feather? And without the feather? Oh, there's this one with, like, the long straggly one. The feathers on both sides. And then less features. There's this one that just has so much going on. And that removes some of the goings on. You have this one with the helmet, and then just this, like, mess of a thing. Now, in fact, I usually have my male characters have, like, long, flowy hair, which I honestly wish was, like, more accepted in today's society. Like, come on. This is a very beautiful man. But I also like the feathers. I'll go with the feathers. I like the... Alright, hair color. I gotta match my ginger tones. That one. Oh wait, no, hold on. Highlights! Highlights are cool. Alright, face shape. One. Oh, hello. Much. That one has facial hair. Okay. So we got that. We have this one that's got like the tattoo stuff under the eye. This one's got the scar over the left. Seems a much kinder face. I like this one. This one's pretty cool. Jaw shape type. Okay, so we got that. Got that. We have. That one just pronounces the chin a bit more. I think this is alright. Alright, eye shape. Droopy eyes. And like sleepy. Nah, these eyes are alright, honestly. Iris size. Give me big anime eyes. Eye color. Now, I like to go with. Let's go with a green. I like the mix of like ginger hair and green eyes. Personally, like that's my aesthetic pick. Eyebrows, you can't really see. Got like 1, 2, 3. I suppose those are a bit bushier. Yeah. Nose shape. Okay. One. I always have so much trouble doing noses. I never quite find something I like. Either that or I'm just like really bad at making noses. Maybe. I don't like that one. Yeah, I think type 2. Mouth shape. Type 1. Okay, so we got like the fuller lips in 4 and 2 and a bit more in 1. 3 feels more subdued. I think this is pretty good. Lip color. We want some kind of like lip gloss effects. I tend to feel like none is fine. Alright, ear shape. So you got like you've got it's gotta be those ones, I think. Those ones standard attention. You got like your floppy ears sort of thing going on. This one's a bit more furry, I guess. These ones kind of stand back a bit. I feel like these are alright. Ear length. Yeah, 50 is fine. We don't need them like massively long. We don't want them like exceedingly short either. Now the battle to get it exactly at 50. Done. Okay, facial features. Right, so we have the mole. Yeah, we have the scar. There's bushier eyebrows. There's eyeliner things, and there's like goatee. Goatee. Yes or no? What are we thinking? Nah. Clean shaven, boy. We will keep the scar though. Tattoos. Okay, so there's like eye tattoos, and then there's also like, oh, there's like a little facial thing. Yeah, could do that. Tattoo color. What's reminiscent of like the Scions thing? Yeah, that'll do. Nice, like, purple accents. Makes the green kind of stand out a bit. Face paint, I tend not to go for. Now the fun part of choosing a voice for our boy. You know, funny wee thing with the voice lines. Aura female voice 12 peaks on this chair line. Yeah? That was weird.
Hey! Hey!
I like the little voice crack in that.
Ha ha!
Ha 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 ha.
Ha ha! Yeah! Ha ha! Ha!
Sounds pretty enthusiastic.
Ha ha! Ha!
I kind of like that.
Ha! Yeah!
I don't know about that. Okay.
Oh!
Ooh. Deep, deep man.
Ah! Ah!
I think you can clearly tell which three voices come from Japan, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm. 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 Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. 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 Ah. Mm. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. 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 Mm.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Okay, 5 and 6 are my two choices right now.
Mm-mm.
Okay, let's just go through type 5 through all these.
Gah! Gah!
Okay. Okay, he's really pissed.
Ha ha! Ha! Ha ha! Ha! Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Alright. Voice 6. Alright. I'm gonna save this here. This is our Streamlab.
Uh-huh.
Alright. Now, these next few steps don't really change your character all that much, which is why you see a lot of people who are born under the first sun of the first astral moon. I tend to just, like, put in something that actually means something to me.
Uh-huh.
Right. Again, this doesn't really matter. This is your champion's patron deity. Champion your characters. Halone, mover of glaciers and goddess of war, is the guardian deity of Ishgard. She commands the element of ice and is associated with the first moon of the Eorzean calendar. Halone is the daughter of Ralgar, and a bitter rival of Nofika. She is most often depicted as a relentless warrioress armed with a bronze great shield. Her symbol is the three spears. Menfina is the keeper of the moon and the goddess of love. She commands the element of ice and is associated with the second moon of the Eorzean calendar. Menfina is the sister of Azema and the divine lover of Oshon. She is most often depicted as a maid carrying a round skillet. Her symbol is the full moon. Thaliak, ruler of rivers and wisdom, and god of knowledge, is the guardian deity of Sharlayan. He commands the element of water and is associated with the third moon of the Eorzean calendar. Thaliak is the father of Limlane and is the teacher of Beregot. He is the most often depicted as a reserve scholar holding an ashen staff. His symbol is the scroll. Nemaya is the watcher of celestial bodies and goddess of fate. She commands the element of water and is associated with the fourth moon of the Eorzean calendar. Nemaya is the younger sister of Althik and master of Ralgar. She is most often depicted as a weaver donning a white silken veil. Her symbol is the spinning wheel. Limlane, watcher of the seas and goddess of navigation, is the guardian deity of Limsalominsa. She commands the element of wind and is associated with the fifth moon of the Eorzean calendar. Limlane is the daughter of Thaliak and the eldest sister of Nafika. She is most often depicted as a strong fisherwoman wielding a long-bladed harpoon. Her symbol is the wave. Oshon is ruler of the mountains and god of travelers and vagrants. He commands the element of wind and is associated with the sixth moon of the Eorzean calendar. Oshon is the brother of Nadthal and the close companion of Halone. He is most often depicted as a carefree ranger wielding a bow of yew. His symbol is the walking stick. Baragot is the purveyor of architecture and industry and god of the arts. He commands the element of lightning and is associated with the seventh moon of the Eorzean calendar. Baragot is the elder brother of Halone and pupil of Thaliak. He is most often depicted as an ardent smith with a two-headed hammer. His symbol is the hand. Ralgar, breaker of worlds, is the god of destruction and guardian deity of the now fallen nation of Alamigo. He commands the element of lightning and is associated with the eighth moon of the Eorzean calendar. Ralgar is the father of both Baragot and Halone and serves as attendant to Nemaya. He is most often depicted as a magus carrying a staff of bronze. His symbol is the streaking meteor. Azema is the keeper of the sun and goddess of inquiry. She commands the element of fire and is associated with the ninth moon of the Eorzean calendar. Azema is the daughter of Althik and the elder sister of Menfina. She is most often depicted as a noble lady holding a golden fan. Her symbol is the radiant sun. Naldthal, overseer of the underworld and god of commerce, is the guardian deity of Uldar. He commands the element of fire and is associated with the 10th moon of the Eorzean calendar. Naldthal is the single manifestation of the deific twins Nald and Thal. He is most often depicted as a discerning merchant holding a balance. The symbol is the cowrie, an ancient shell currency. Nafika, tender of soils and harvests and goddess of abundance, is the guardian deity of Gridania. She commands the element of earth and is associated with the 11th moon of the Eorzean calendar. Nafika is the daughter of Azema and the younger sister of Limlane. She is most often depicted as a jubilant farmer holding a scythe of steel. Her symbol is the spring leaf. Althik is the surveyor of change in space and god of time. He commands the element of earth and is associated with the 12th moon of the Eorzean calendar. Althik is the father of Azema and Menfina, an elder brother to Nemaya. He is most often depicted as an austere emperor wielding a mithril great axe. His symbol is the hourglass. Again, none of this matters. I've just wasted a bunch of time. I feel like going Oshon this time, because, like, I feel like in my headcanon, our boy here has, like, wandered away from his forest home, and, you know, the god of travelers and vagrants seems like someone you'd like to have as your patron, you know?
Uh-huh.
Now we choose our starting class. So, this will also determine our starting city. We don't have many options, just, like, there's, like, what, 19, 20 jobs in the game right now? So yeah. We can change at a later date, because there's a lot more options that become available, and personally I feel like a lot of them are more interesting. So, our tanks, we have Gladiator and Marauder are like our tanking classes. For healing, we can start off with healing as Conjurer, or we can run Arcanist and spec into it later. Melee damage, we have Pugilist and Lancer to start off with. For ranged physical damage, their only option right now is the Archer. And for ranged magical damage, we can start Thaumaturge, or we can start Arcanist. Arcanist branches into a couple of different things. So, my intention is actually to swap to one of the other classes that's not available right now, later on in the story. So, with that in mind, our starting one doesn't really matter. I've spent 40 minutes getting to this point in character creation. Oh my goodness. Welcome to MMOs, everybody. Shiro, if you're still there, can I get any input, please? He's still not here. Okay. Need more water? So we have like the giant axe, we have the sword and shield, sold separately apparently, the fist weapons, we have the spear, we have the bow and arrow, we have the stick, we have the smaller stick, we have the book. Oh, and then we get to look at the job gear. Not that any of this matters, but like pugilist, pretty cool. Gladiator gets, you know, the big old sword and shield, right? Defender of the realm and all that. Marauder gets this kind of getup. Again, you would have seen some of this in the A Realm Reborn cutscene, which I didn't actually properly show. The archer gear, the conjurer, which becomes a white mage, the thaumaturge, which becomes the black mage, the alchemist can become a summoner or a scholar, so, you know, this is only for one of the jobs, I suppose. Gladiator becomes paladin, pugilist to monk, marauder to gladiator, lance dragoon, archer to bard. Matters. We'll start pugilist, why not?
Uh-huh.
You have selected Bismarck as your starting world. Okay, I can't choose Ravana right now, but that's okay. Yeah, I think we're on Ravana, so this is fine. Okay. So now I have to choose a name, which, you know, is probably the most fun part. Because, like, every race has its own, like, naming conventions. I looked into the Viera ones, at least for female, and it's pretty much like, yeah, they have naming conventions, but most people choose their own names when they leave home, so kind of just have at it. But I like to use a randomizer and see what comes up, just to get an idea of what's, like, acceptable. The seal. Cedric? I like that Cedric. Leoki, Telzel, Aylat, Zero. Reed. Jovi, Sharma, Dektor, Seal. Actually, I like Seal. And I'm just gonna swap this to now what I named one of my like D&D characters once. Amber Song. Seal Amber Song. Here we go. Ah!
Oh.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh. 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 Oh.
Yeah, we'll go to Sophia, why not?
Uh-huh.
Seal Amber Song. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I can transfer it to Ravana later, that's not an issue. Alright, let's go.
Aha! Ah!
Okay, here we go. After 45 minutes. Anyway, I gotta look at something. I've been sent a message.
Here. Here. Feel.
Oh no.
Hear, feel, think.
Look at my really awesome fist weapons. Hey, hey, you. You alright, lad? You were moaning something fierce for a while there. Feeling the effects of the ether, I reckon. You'll get used to it, though. Don't worry. You there! Halt! What's all this about? Inspection. Men, search the carriage. I'm just an honest peddler, friend. So, don't be too disappointed if you don't find nothing, eh? Mind your tongue, old man, lest I cut it out. Sir, look. Somnus. Honest peddler, was it? Since when do honest peddlers deal in prohibited herbs? You're in a lot of trouble, old man. You'll rot in a dungeon till the end of your days, unless you can afford the fine. Business as usual. Yeah, customization does take that long. Oh my, an error! Ah! Amulja! Amulja! To arms! To arms! Seven hells. Consider this a warning. Now go, all of you. Man just gets slapped away. Phew. That kind of excitement ain't good for the heart. You be careful round them brass blades, lad. Bastards will have their shirt off your back if they fancy it. Like common bandits they are, only less honest. Thank the gods for sending some beastmen to the rescue, eh? Hey, seeing as we've still got a long ride ahead, you mind keeping me company till we arrive? Them young'uns don't much care for conversation, see. They might be important later. I don't know, they have rather unique models so far. Brent's the name, and peddlin's my trade. And judging by your unusual garments, I'd wager you're one of them new adventurers. I knew it. Going wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory. Now that's what I call living. So long as you can avoid dying, I mean. Ain't no secret that adventuring's a risky business. These days, especially. What was it that first attracted you to it? And none of these really fit with my headcanon. Just say to gain power. You know, maybe he didn't have the strength to save his village. Power? As in, power to do good? Like protecting the weak and fighting for what's right and all that? Aye, I thought that's what you meant. Well, adventurers do get up to a lot of fighting, that's for sure. Never be short of a chance to polish your warcraft in the adventuring business. When you arrive in town, you'd best enroll at the Adventurers Guild. They'll set you on the right path. And it wouldn't hurt to join a guild, neither. Uldar's home to a few, so if you fancy learning how to fight with a sword, your fists, or even spells, you should think about seeking one out. Just remember, though, there's more important things to than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead, and that's a fact. By the by, is this your first trip to Uldar? I'm saying yes. Probably. Is it? Well then, let this journeyed itinerant tell you the ins and outs of your destination. Uldar's ruled by the Sultana in name, but as most folk know, the Syndicate holds all the real power. Them and their monetarist cronies would happily get rid of her grace altogether. That won't happen while she still commands the loyalty of the Royalists. And the Royalists are nothing if not loyal. These factions have long fought for power, throwing the weight of their wealth against each other, and they show no sign of stopping. Of course, the Lizard Men, that's the Amalja, couldn't care less about Uldan politics. They have their own interests, see, and they're afraid to use ain't afraid to use force to serve them. They say war is a gift to peddlers, need, breed, and profit. And though it shames me to say it, I'm inclined to agree. Ah, at long last. Behold Uljar, jewel of Thanalan, where folks turn sand into gold. Did I get
Deep in the sun-baked south, surrounded by the shifting sands of an endless desert, she rises. A solitary rose amidst the dust and rock, a symbol of defiance. Her name, Ul'dah. Even with the coming of the seventh umbral era, hope springs eternal for the mongers and merchants who vie for lost fortunes in this bustling oasis. As the twin faces of Nold Thal maintain their vigil over all that has been and shall be, the present proffers a brave soul. One whose arrival could mark the beginning of a new era of prosperity for the realm.
And here's where we part ways, lad. I'm off to the markets to deliver my wares. Then it's on to the high road for me. Here, I want you to have this, by way of thanks for putting up with me prattle. You never did tell me your name, though. Hey, but here's an idea. Become the sort of storied personage I can brag about having met, and I'll consider us square.
May the traders nurture our fortunes as they kindle the flames which burn within us all. For by fire are we reborn.
Final Fantasy XIV. Aye, Ventura, over here. I mean you. Fresh off the carriage by any chance? Eh? How can I tell? Ha. Name's Wyman. My business is knowing every bugger's else's. Now then, what if I was to offer you some invaluable advice by way of welcome to our fair city? Free of charge even. Just this once, like. Welcome to Ul'dah, the shining beacon of prosperity rising from the deserts of Thanalan. Please select the control scheme you wish to use. We're going with mouse and keyboard. We're ready to speak to Wyman. So there's this. Board and back. Thanks for basic controls. Okay. The slightly annoying part is sorting out the HUD layout because I actually want to change some things up. Bear with me a hot second while I sort this out. I'm sure some kind soul will tell me that these things are like, out of alignment. Progress bar can probably stay there. Experience. Chuck that all the way up the top of the page. Status info enhancements. Don't have a job page yet, so it's just gonna have to be there. That's about right there. Okay, enable hotbar 3. Thought it was off. At least with the WoW HUD, you had like X and Y coordinates, so it would be nudging things slightly. That'll do for now. Parameters. Okay. Pit hotbar, we're gonna make 4x3. 110%. So that's gonna go over. So I'm gonna take hotbar 4. Sprint, go over there, return there, teleport there, that can die. Right, where's the other one I want? Keybinds. So strafe left, strafe right, no, back forward, and then we strafe left and right. Auto run, numlock. Alright. Okay, so I get boot shine, which guarantee and just form to raptor. Changes form to curl. That's a flank positional. action changes to Steel Peak when all 5 chakra open. Close attack. I'm not quite sure where to put that. Put that there. Twin snakes. We'll try that for now. Second wind I put there. I have to change keybinds as well. So other keybinds. Hotbar 1. Hotbar 2 is my shift set. Hotbar 3 is my control set. Alright. How about initiating quests? Right click. Initiated quest to prompt, click accept. Alright, coming to Uldar, finally. To be recognized as an adventurer in the city-state of Uldar, you must register yourself with the Adventurers Guild. 'Tis plain to anyone with eyes that you don't know your way around here. If I let you go wandering off down the nearest dark alley, you're certain to get mugged or worse, and I don't want that on my conscience. So before you do anything else, you'll want to head over to the Quicksand and speak with Momody. She's the master of the Adventurers Guild and can set you on the right path. Yeah, the accent changes, it does that. Just take those steps over yonder and pass through the double doors. You'll find her inside. And that's as much as you're getting for free. Good luck with the adventuring, adventurer. Quest accepted! Here's the duty list. Next one of 5 can appear over there. Okay. Why, hello there. Who might you be? If you're looking to join the Adventurers Guild, you've come to the right place. Name's Mermody, and I own this fine establishment, if it please you. I also manage the Adventurers Guild here in Uldar, so you might say that looking after green adventurers like yourself is my vocation. And lucky for you that is. Without someone like me to steer you right, you'd soon find yourself out in the middle of nowhere, caught up in business you don't understand. Like our conflict with the Amalja, for example. They've been plaguing the Sultanate for nigh on... forever now. Then there's the Garlean Empire. None can say for sure what they're plotting these days, only that they are. Aye, the people drink and make merry, but underneath it all there's worry. Worry and a lingering feeling of loss. And little wonder, it's scarce been 5 years since the lesser moon cracked open like a giant egg, released an abomination intent on turning the realm into an 8th hell. So much was lost in the blink of an eye. It was like the end of the world had come at last. But then things begin to get foggy. Everyone's got their own version of what happens next, some of them 2 or 3. You'd think people would remember something like that, but the fact is, they don't. Nobody does. There is one thing the survivors agree on, though. The part played by a band of adventurers who laid down their lives for a realm that wasn't their own. They fought valiantly, and like so many others, they never returned. Deeds worth remembering, I'm sure you'll agree. It's just a shame our recollections of those brave heroes are just as jumbled as those of the calamity itself. Whenever we try to call their faces to mind, it's like they're standing between us and the midday sun, permanently silhouetted. I'll bet that sounds poetic to you, doesn't it? Well, it's not. It's bloody infuriating. But even if we can't remember them, we'll not let them be forgotten, and so we call them the Warriors of Light. And they'll forever stand as a shining example of what adventurers can achieve. That's why I welcome new rivals like yourself to our fair city. All I ask is you lend a helping hand and try to leave Ul'dah in a better state than you found her. If you can promise that, I'd be happy to let you join the guild. Alright then, a promise is a promise now. I'm counting on you to help put the past behind us. We need people working and spending and bickering like the old days. And happy and prosperous Ul'dah means more business for the quicksand too. Anyway, let's make this official. Go ahead and write your name in the ledger, neat as you can. Yeah, I'm not too good with the female voices. I'm working on it. Seol Ambersong. Well, ain't that a charming name? Just rolls off the tongue, it does. Alright, Mr. Ambersong. On behalf of the Adventurers Guild, I officially... Please, sir, be merciful. 12 is my witness. I swear to you, I'll bring you your money. In the East, it is said that even a merciful god might be driven to vengeance if thrice blasphemed. Be grateful you were given a 4th chance to offend. You two, attend to this scum. No, please, mercy. Well, ain't that a sorry sight? Not an uncommon one, if I'm honest. Don't worry, though. If you work hard, I doubt you'll end up like him. Just the same, if you ever need a bit of advice about one thing or another, pay me a visit. Just don't go bother me every time you stub your bloody toe, alright? Of course, I do enjoy hearing tell of a gentleman's woes with the women folk from time to time. Any road, welcome to Ul'dah, Seol. Take a moment to catch your breath and I'll teach you a little about our fair city. That concludes the introductory game tutorial. You have taken your first steps as an adventurer in the city of Ul'dah. Listen well to the wisdom of Momodi Modi, then go forth and discover the incredible adventure that awaits you. Main scenario quests have this shiny thing about it, and these are blue unlock quests. They're quite cool. I need a BRB. came back. I came back eventually, I promise. Alright. Momedy, the proprietress of the Quicksand, wants you to perform 3 tasks that will help you learn the fundamentals of adventuring. Before you go charging off to find your fortune, I have a few basic tasks I'd like you to perform so as to help you get to know the place. First of all, I want you to visit the Aetherite Plaza. To get there, head west from here till you reach the Emerald Avenue, then look to the north. You should see a giant floating crystal called an Aetherite. If it weren't for Aetherites, traveling around Eorzea would be a damn sight more troublesome than it is. Of course, you still need to attune with them before you can use them, so be sure to do that with the one in the plaza. You ever attuned with an Aetherite before, Seol? If not, just lay your hand on the thing and you'll see what I mean. When you're done that, I want you to pay a visit to the Pugilist Guild over at the Platinum Mirage. Assuming those weapons of yours ain't just for show, you might consider training there. And finally, I want you to visit the Sapphire Avenue Exchange over on the Steps of Thal. Goods from all across Eorzea and beyond turn up there every day. You have no trouble finding armor, weapons, or anything else a fledgling adventurer like yourself might need. You might say that everything is for sale here in Ul'dah, as long as you've got the guild. Just make sure you don't pay more than you ought, Seol. There's plenty, as won't scruple to swindle unsuspecting foreigners like yourself, especially if they think no one's looking out for their best interests. Which is why I'm giving you this lesson. When you visit the exchange, find a gentleman named Cesaroga and give it to him. He'll be happy to tell you about the markets once he's read it. In short then, visit the Aetherite Plaza, the Pugilist Guild, and the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Simple. Oh, but before you go, a word of advice. While there's more than a few unsavory characters out there who'll try to take advantage of you, there are also some honest-to-goodness problems who you should consider offering a helping hand to. A lot of folk are lured to the city by the promise of wealth and power. What many of them fail to realize is that instead of chasing after Guild the moment they get here, they ought to be making friends. Let it be known that you're willing to give as much as you get, and opportunities will come your way. Speaking of which, you should go speak with Smith over yonder. Those lads always have some good advice for up-and-coming adventurers. Otherwise, that's about it from me. It's past time you got going. Oh, and let me know when you're finished, will you? That way I won't spend my days worrying that you're down to your small clothes without a guild to your name. Oh, hi. Right, main menu. Character duty, yep. The main menu, key bindings, main system menu, game progress is saved automatically, so there's no in-game save or load, but you can log out exactly. Sanctuaries, moon icon, vested XP. Your current recent bonuses displayed. Inns and cities, as well as various outposts and settlements are classified as sanctuaries. Make it be a habit to log out in one of these areas. Navigation. M to see the map. And duty list stuff. So that's the newbie menu. We'll come back to that. Okay, so first, we'll do this in order. So first the Aetherite Plaza. Shot it, damn. That's all good. Alright, so I've got 3 males and I know exactly what they'll be. Hail, adventurer! Might you have come at the behest of Miss Momedy of the Quicksand? Excellent. Which brings us to the matter of the attunement fee. That will be 100,000 gil, if you please, sir. Apologies, but I do so relish the opportunity to make that jest. The look on your face was absolutely priceless. But the fact that you were so easily deceived suggests to me that you are unfamiliar with the use of Aetherites. Allow me to explain. These crystalline agglomerations tap into ethereal energies, and are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Perchance you have heard of the return and teleport? Well, these transportation spells make direct use of the Aetherites and their connection to the flow of ether. Given that there is an Aetherite in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer with a mind to explore the realm will wish to seek out and attune himself to each and every one. But even if you have no intention of wandering beyond the Sultanate's borders, it would be prudent for you to attune yourself to any Aetherites you encounter from now on. I pray you found that informative. Should you wish to learn more about Aetherites or transportation magic, I should be happy to answer your questions. Return learned. Nice. Hey. Before I go anywhere, oh, it's already sick hard point. That's all good. The spell return is like a free. It's like the Hearthstone, you know. Hearthstone good. Alright, now to the Pugilist Guild, which, again, I'm not going to be spending all my time with because I want to swap. To what? Well, we'll find that out later. Greetings, and welcome to the Pugilist Guild. I see you already walked the path of the Pugilist, yet your journey has only just begun. I highly recommend you add your name to our roll, for there is no better place in all around to train in our discipline than here. The origins of pugilism are well known. As we know, it can be traced back to the staging of bare-handed bouts at the Colosseum. These contests attracted fighters from far and wide, bringing their myriad styles crashing together on the blood sands. Amidst this chaotic intermingling of styles, there rose a pugilist of singular strength and skill. This woman made it her life's mission to master every form she encountered that she might refine her art. Among her many song-worthy exploits, we pugilists remember her participation in a gladiator tournament most fondly. Back when bare-handed fighting was still seen as a pastime for peasants, she took on fully armed and armored gladiators and effortlessly bested the lot of them. Word of her feat spread across the realm like wildfire, of course, and Ul'dah swiftly transformed into a center of pugilism, with people flocking from all over to train under this master among masters. The woman's name was Cornelia, and it is to her that the Pugilist Guild owes its existence. The art practiced here is based on her all-encompassing style, and this training hall is modelled upon the one which she once built. And there it is, a brief history of our guild. I've told this tale 1,000 times, but gods, it never fails to fan the flames of my fighting spirit. Now then, should you wish to proceed with enrollment, you must first obtain the Guildmaster's approval. Let me know if you'd like to meet him. So, you ready to present yourself for the Guildmaster's inspection? Gargaruna wishes you to reaffirm your desire to join the Pugilist Guild. I get some marmot steak for doing that. What's with the Kappa, Shiro? Master Hamon is among the greatest pugilists of our time. For years, the man ruled the Blood Sands as the Holy Fist, though he has since retired in favor of training aspiring fighters. You will find him overseeing his charges yonder. Go now and show to him the fighting spirit that burns within you. I'd like to point out the guy's name is Hamon. Is that a JoJo's reference? Is that a JoJo's reference? You know what? Past time you got your ass back here. Well, what did the dancer have to say about my proposition? Eh? You're not my errand boy. There's no dancer. That never was. I'm not doing anything indecent. I swear to the gods. What? You're here to enroll? Oh, well, why didn't you say so sooner? In my capacity as Guildmaster, I'd be glad to give you a primer on the art of hand-to-hand combat. Doubtless you already know this, but we pugilists fight with our fists and feet. While these don't deal as much damage as a blade, it hardly matters when you can land several blows for each swing of the sword. What we lack in destructive force, we more than make up for in speed and cunning. Under my guidance, not only will you master striking techniques, you also learn to string them together to deliver an endless flurry of blows. Only through such fierce combinations can a pugilist realize his potential. Yeah! You know what? If they keep up with JoJo references, I might change my mind about swapping off of this. Crikey. I'm spent from all that talking. You ought to speak more, son. It gives me a chance to catch my breath. But where was I? Ah, right. Joining the guild. Before you do so, I must warn you that the path of the pugilist is long and arduous. You believe you've got what it takes to go the distance? Be honest with yourself now. Can you go the distance? Yes, you have fighting spirit. I can see it in your eyes. I see no reason to deny you a place in these halls. Welcome to our guild, son. For your first lesson, I want you to test your fledgling skills against the the vermin of Thanalan. Go out there and put down 3 marmots, 3 hornets, and 3 shrews. Return here when the deed is done. Yare, yare da ze. Alright, I'll finish up the main quest and then I'll go do that pugilist thing. Yeah, we shall see. We shall see. Cyrenen, thanks for the follow. Hopefully I can actually stick to a streaming schedule this time. It felt off center. And you are? Oh, and you're newly come adventurer. But of course, yes, I am Cesaroga. What can I do for you? Ah, you would have me teach you the ways of the marketplace. Very wise. As for my fee, what? You expect me to do it for free? Surely you jest. My dear adventurer, when you ask an old Don for a favor, you should at least try to make it worth his while. Judging by your garb, I'd rather doubt you could afford my services, but the fact you offer nothing is laughable. Well, actually, I have this letter of introduction, so hopefully you do it for free, please. Oh, Mistress Momody instructed you to seek me out, did she? Consider yourself fortunate you have such influential friends. I shall be brief, and you shall be attentive. You stand at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange, the busiest and most profitable marketplace in the Sultanate. Being advantageously situated in relation to the other city-states, Uldar's markets have ever served as both the literal and figurative centers of Eorzea's commerce. All the great overland trade routes lead to our city, and the majority of maritime trade between Vildbrand and Aldenard passes through our ports. Because of this, countless companies and consortia have chosen Uldar as their base of operations. They see to it that this marketplace is awash with merchants and moneylenders day and night. Anything a man could ever desire can be purchased here, provided he has sufficient funds. Surely there's something you seek, adventurer? A deadlier sword, perhaps, or a shinier trinket? Whatever it is you want, the exchange will have it. To the north, you will find merchants peddling armor and accessories, curatives, and crafting materials. And to the south, you'll find weapons, tools, and an assortment of other useful items for sale. Seek out a particular merchant or browse to your heart's content, but do try to remain aloof should you find something that piques your interest. Decisions made in the heat of the moment are usually unwise, especially when coin is concerned. Ahem. That is all for the complimentary aid you shall have from me, and far too much for my taste. My regards to Momody. Now off with you. And there's the bit about handing over items. Again, I know all this. Alright. Now we'll get out to Central Thanalan and get the... Trying to get a handle of how Pugilist plays. Right now all I have is Bootshine, which is attack. Right click. Hotbar skills. Spells. Alright, Star Mama. Ah, I have a new skill. Unlike other melee classes, pugilist weapon skills are used to cycle through unique battle forms which dictate the flow of weapon skill combos. Many pugilist weapon skills will either change your form upon execution or require you to be in a certain form to execute. There are also weapon skills which grant damage bonuses when executed while in a certain form. The three types are Raptor, Coral, and Oppo Oppo. By successfully changing your form from Oppo to Raptor to Coral, precisely in that order, you'll be granted an increase to attack potency as well as other additional effects based on weapon skills executed. Swiftly flowing from one form to the next as the situation demands is key to becoming proficient in the art of Monk. See, I needed to read that because I had never played Monk before. So yeah, I'm kind of just learning this as well. I think it should be alright. Why's my caps lock on? Yeah, that's alright. Oh, by the way, where's the delivery room? It's back in the steps of Thal, isn't it? Oh no, it's back that way. Okay. Actually, I'll let me grab that stuff now. Oh yeah, it's the Valentine's event as well. Sorry, I don't really care about this. What do you mean time changed? Armory chest. That's where all yours. That's where stuff goes. Minions can follow you around. Using items. Untradeable stuff. Unique items. And email system. Alright, this is... That's transmog gear, and that's more transmog gear. XP boost. There's a character of Nirvana named Ada Ada. Really? Ah, you're back, and none the worse for the exertion. Youthful vigor's a truly blessed thing. You've gotten off to a fine start, son. To help you on your way, I want you to have this hunting log. Within you'll find the names of various creatures, opponents that you might hone your skills against. If you want to become strong, you mustn't neglect your training. Indeed, a pugilist is only as good as the number of strikes he's dealt. Get out there, Seal, and let your fists fly. When the time is ripe, I'll teach you something new. There's no limit to the potential of youth. I look forward to seeing you come into your own. Ha 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 ha! And then I get my next boost to level 5. Oh look, I'm level 5. Hunting log, XP. Alright, so then I get a metal weapon, and then I can choose something. You've been training hard, Seal. Aye, I can tell by the lightness of your steps and the strength of your fists. I reckon you're ready for your next lesson. But before we begin, some warming up's in order. For this, I've scattered some gil across Uldar. I want you to run around the city and pick it all up. Now, that's my money lying out there, so I want you to go about it like there's an Amalja warband on your heels. In other words, I want you to sprint. Of course, you can't go sprinting indefinitely. Your body needs to rest a while after each burst of speed. This may sound elementary, but I'm telling you this to demonstrate a point. As a pugilist, it's essential that you learn to pace yourself in a fight, else you're liable to get worn out. When that happens, the fight's as good as over, and you'd be sorry if you could bet on yourself. Alright, so the goal is to find his gil while sprinting. But also, like, you know, not wearing yourself out. Pace yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Where's he hiding it? Can't go that way. It's probably going to be like right in front of my face, and I'm just not seeing it. We're looking for small sparklets on the ground, people. There it is. Faded gil coins. Pick up scattered gil. One off. Oh yeah, I should do the attunement as well. Not the Aetheryte, but like the Aetheryte network. Ethernet's just used for teleporting around cities. Oh, of course he left them over by the dancers, didn't he? Very old man. While I'm here, I'll go talk to Normandy. How was your tour of the city, Seal? Get lost, did you? Ah, well, Uldar's a big place with lots to see and do, but wandering around aimlessly don't pay the bills. If you're serious about making a living here, you'll need to remember where things are. So when you go exploring, explore like you've got a purpose, eh? Alright then. All that's left is for you to work hard, make money, and spend it here at the quicksand. Now, MSQ gives like a ton of experience. It's insane. Momody of the Quicksand wants to introduce you to a certain someone at the Uldar dispatch yard. Well, youngling, how are you finding our fine Uldar then? Got your bearings about you yet? If so, mayhap it's time you venture beyond the city walls. The bustling streets of Uldar are one thing, but the wilds of Thanalan? That's another altogether. I know a bloke you might fancy speaking to, and he you. Name of Papashan. You'll find him over at the Uldar dispatch yard. No doubt he'll have some work for you. The dispatch yard's over in central Thanalan. Just head out the door across the hall and you'll see the gate of Nald staring right back at you. Pass through it and head east. You'll come upon it before long. There's dangers beyond the wall, though. More than I'd care to count. Nothing too terrible, mind you, but feisty enough to attack you if you draw near. Don't say nobody cared enough to warn you. Alright. Just the stuff in the other areas. Okay. My goodness, 10 o'clock already. That's my money line out there, son. So I'd thank you to hurry up and pick it all up before some vulture swoops on it. 500 gil? Crikey, this is good for a week's worth of... I mean, well done, Tio. Now that you're all warmed up, we can see to your lesson. Trial, to be precise. Take yourself to Scorpion Crossing in western Thanalan. There you'll find 4 large stones. The trial stones, they're called. I want you to deal each of these stones a solid boot-shine combo. The impact will arouse the earth sprites that sleep within, which you must then defeat. If you find yourself hard-pressed, there's no shame in running away. You're still learning the ropes after all. Once you've gotten your wind back, you can hurl yourself into the fray again. And remember, strikes bring down opponents, but it's your footwork that keeps you standing. Now off you go, Seal, and good luck. Actually, what is the run animation with these things? Oh, it's just running with fists. Okay. Disappointing. Oh well. See, there are a lot of Viera around. People like making bunny boys. Who'd have thought? Can I even complete that yet? I thought the housing areas weren't open. Oh well. Oh. Oh, I need to kill another one? Okay. Hornets, shrews, orbons, buzzards. I mean, they're all around there, right? So it's just like getting them. Okay, trial stuff. Scoop shine. Come on, live it up. Level 7. I don't know what I get at level 7. Full active time events. Keep forgetting what fate stands for. Pretty much just like world quest stuff. It's like you go out, you do a thing, you get some experience, and some rewards. You don't need to really touch that right now. Man, I already miss having a mount. Am I gonna stream Witch Queen Shiro? Yeah, probably. Comes out in what? A couple days, right? Something like that. I could do this. Yeah, I want to like actually get back into a proper streaming schedule because I have fun doing this, even though like, you know, sure, I don't really get much but like, I have fun with streaming, although it honestly does, it saps a lot of energy out of it, just like, you're gonna blast through the campaign alone? You know what, that's fair. Treat it like a single player experience and then just like, you know, play with your friends later. I can live with it. You know, I probably did say it, honestly. Alright, so what's this one about? Roll actions, which is like the generic stuff. So like stuns and heals and the like. Right. I read out every dialogue option because I want to add voice acting to this sort of thing. Bruh. Bruh, it's just my style. Right, voice for Papa Sean. He's got a mustache. Well, you certainly look the part of an adventurer, my friend. Might you be the good soul Momody advised me to expect, hmm? I am Papa Sean, station master of this humble dispatch yard. An empty title, I assure you. I truly am no more than a tired old Lalafell passing his final years in quiet and solitude. 12 know there have been plenty of both these past 5 years since the calamity struck. The devastation was vast. Yet now true Uldans work together, doing all in our power to rebuild what was laid to ruin. By the sweat of our brows and the love of our home, we have rebuilt Uldar to the grandeur and majesty that you see today. The railways which run through the dispatch yard, too, were born of the noble efforts of the great many souls. But there is still much work to be done. The wounds left by the calamity run deep. Isolated areas beyond our lines of supply remain, and there are places yet wanting for relief and restoration. Uldar needs the aid of you and your brethren, friend. In fact, never has our need been more dire. Which brings me to the point, I suppose. I do believe I may have some work suited to one of your ability. I'm gonna get the trousers. Give me the trousers. What was that? You can't complain about getting tired when you do that is all I'm saying. I'm not complaining about being tired. It's merely stating the fact that I get really tired. Like, streaming is oddly draining. You know? Station Master Papa Sean has a simple task for a fledgling adventurer. Since you've come all this way, perhaps you can perform an errand for me. It just so happens a number of sentries have been sent to guard the area. A dispatch to the dispatch yard, as it were. They have long been away from the shade and feather beds of the city. The hot days and cold nights can play hells on the mind and body out here. Oh my gosh, I have hiccups. It isn't much, but go and give them these twilight pretzels, would you? I find comfort food always helps me when I feel like killing myself. Well, that took a frickin' turn. Oh, yeah. Oh, nope. Okay, thought I had a message. Turns out I don't. It's all good. Alright. I gotta deliver food to these patrols. You know, these good men and women out here doing the 12's work. You know, they deserve to have a full stomach, you know? Look after the people that serve you. Halt! Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to put the pretzel on the ground and place your hands above your head. It's for you anyway. State your name and business. A twilight pretzel from Papa Sean? By the gods, forgive me. You could say this new post has my nerves in a twist. I'm terribly sorry for that. Ahem. Yes, well, you may rest assured that the dispatch yard is safe so long as I stand watch. Please give Papa Sean my thanks and tell him that I only wish I could repay the favor. Yeah, that's cool. I could have stuck around for that, but I don't care. What happened? to the music? Western front, clear. Eastern front, clear. For me? From Papa Sean? A Twilight pretzel. My favorite! How did he know? Can't fight on an empty stomach, now can I? Actually, can't fight on any stomach. I suppose you could say I have no stomach for fighting. Oh, well, he's gonna make a great guardsman, isn't he? I keep doing that. That's not actually what I want to open. I want to open that up. Oh, yeah. How long has it been now? Nearly 2 hours. Okay. That's cool. Knew I shouldn't have made this character at peak time. 12 save me. Scorching days, freezing nights. This post will be the end of me. A Twilight pretzel? Don't mind if I do. Ah, now that's a refreshing goddamn pretzel. I feel reborn. A realm reborn? That's a very that's a bad Final Fantasy pun. That's okay. Now, that's gonna give me a weapon reward anyway. 11 damage. Okay. That's the same. So at that point, I might as well honestly just take the Allegan bronze piece for a little influx of gil. It returned, and with a deal fewer pretzels, I see. Tell me, how fare our Sultan's sworn sentries? Did they have anything to report? Anything at all? What? Nothing? You sure? Oh dear. Take this for your troubles then. And stay a moment. There is more I would ask of you. Ooh, level up. Seol, I have just this moment. No, the time for concealment has passed. The truth is, even before I had to deliver those pretzels, I was privy to the most unsettling news. Which is the real reason I sent you to meet those soldiers for. Underneath the Sultan tree, Papa Sean is in dire need of your assistance. A young noblewoman from a very prestigious family has run away from home, and I have been ordered to see her safe return. The Sultan sworn you met earlier are assisting with the search. Alas, it seems they found no trace of her. I apologize for not being frank with you from the start, but we must proceed with caution. Should word of her disappearance spread, I fear others with less honorable motives may join the hunt. And should we allow her to come to any harm, not even 100 beheadings would be punishment enough. That cannot happen, Seol. It must not. I need you to help me find her. Alright, little man, I'll do it. Right, it's the 12 I knew I could count on you. I've instructed the others to expand the search, but Thanalan is vast and there are only so many of us. The young noblewoman's name is Lady Lilira. I want you to go south and look for her in the vicinity of the Sultan tree. Good luck. Alright, yeah, I'll go do this. Next time I'm in the city, I can go turn in the other quest. How many? Okay, so there's Western, Central, Western. Where am I now? Central. So there is another one here somewhere. Some kind of grave robber. Hooded Lalafell. Oh, Sultan tree. You are about to enter an instance battle. Only occur during certain quests. Take a moment to read the information. So yeah. Don't cross the red line. Level 8. Sink down. This is fine. I'm well and truly good for this thing.
Oh, Sultan Tree, hallowed spirit of my line, forgive my weakness. My failings have cost us dear.
Yeah, the voice acting in A Realm Reborn was not that great.
Show yourself.
Hmm? Oh.
As you command, O Lilira.
Any Critical Role fans in the chat? I give you Talius and Jaff. Sadly, he gets recast, but we enjoy him while we have him.
Forgive my selfish desire to assure your welfare.
I don't recall requesting an escort. Simply pretend we never met and continue on your way.
We both know I can do no such thing. It isn't safe for you here alone. It isn't safe for anyone. Not with this etheric disturbance. It's as though the dead are watching us. And I'd prefer not to join them, if it's all the same to you. Ah, you must be the one the Papa Shan mentioned. Congratulations on finding our elusive young charge.
Oh, Talius, what was this voice direction?
You'll have to forgive her impetuousness. What she lacks in discipline, she makes up for in stubbornness. You should return with us. The station master will be eager to thank Lady Lilira's protector in person.
That doesn't sound good. Oh no.
Alas, the station master will have to wait. Dear Lilira, for my sake, please stay out of harm's way.
Immediately runs.
As for you, dear friend, for Lilira's sake, please stay in harm's way.
Well, alright then. Level sync. Yeah, my level's too high, so it drops me down. Right. This thing has a lot of health. One, two, three, combo. Am I attacking this? Wait, he really started off? You're telling me he really started off as a gladiator? Oh no, Prince. Really started off with that. Did it. Did it.
Whew.
Oh, crystal. Now, this is kind of ruined for me in the sense that, when I started like playing this, my friends started referring to this as collecting the Infinity Stones, and once you see it that way, it kind of just ruins it. But yeah, I have a crystal now, and it takes me somewhere.
Hear, feel, think.
Oh, what the hell?
Crystal bearer.
Huh?
I am Heidelin, all made one. A light there once was that shone throughout this realm, yet it hath since grown dim. And as it hath faltered, so hath darkness risen up in its stead, presaging an end to life. For the sake of all, I beseech thee, deliver us from this fate. The power to banish the darkness dwelleth in the crystals of light. Journey forth and lay claim to them. By thy deeds shall the crystals reveal themselves to thee. Only believe, for the light liveth in thy heart.
Yeah, my cable's messed up.
Go now, my child, and shine thy light on all creation.
Huh? What happened? That was...
Ah, coming around now.
Oh, he's still here.
Would you mind telling me what that was?
It's so bad. Oh my gosh. Ah.
If I only knew. A denizen of the void at any rate.
The void sent? Here? But how?
The question isn't how, but who. We're not dealing with bookless bandits. Don't suppose the answer came to you in a dream. No sooner did you fell the beast than you fell asleep. Too much ether, no doubt. Interesting. I hadn't considered the crystal. But of course, this changes everything. Oh, just thinking aloud? At any rate, we haven't a moment to spare. I must return and report this at once. I leave Lady Lilira in your capable hands.
How dare you pass me about like a swaddled babe? I shall return and tell them myself.
As long as you go home. And don't talk to strangers along the way, child.
As you wish, your impetuousness. I suspect we shall meet again before long. Until then, do try and stay awake.
Let's see here. Oh, hey, they found her. Thank the gods you've returned. You had us all so worried. You do realize what would happen if a person of your noble stature were to be injured, or worse. Why, Her Grace the Sultana would be beside herself with grief. And so would her subjects. I dare say they'd be weeping in the streets. But I have already given you cause to weep, Papa Jean. You and the people of Uldar. Please, you're not to say such things. We will find it, I swear to you. It is not my place to make demands, my lady, but I beg you, please stay out of harm's way. I apologize for causing you undue worry, Papa Jean. I shall refrain from traveling unescorted in the future. I cannot thank you enough, Seal. I understand you fought bravely to protect Lady Lilira from void-sent fiends. For your gallant service, you deserve all the riches in the royal vaults. Alas, a small token of my gratitude is the best I can offer. Sarcastic man with a strange contraption strapped to his shoulder? I see you met Thancred. He is a scholar who spends his days investigating oddities in the ether. Rather too fond of the sound of his own voice for my liking, but perfectly harmless. As for you, Seal, you're just the sort of adventurer we need around here. I pray you show the same kindness to the people of Thanalan as you did to us today. Alright, next quest should take me back to town, right? Level 10. Step 9. Stisidoa needs reliable avenger to deliver a gift to the coffer and coffin. You're an adventurer, right? If you're not otherwise occupied, I have a favor to ask. I've resolved to repay a debt of gratitude. For this purpose, I purchased from the royal plantations a prodigiously plump pumpkin, a particularly popular piece of produce. Alas, I cannot part this place to procure and proffer of the pumpkin. You see, the scheduled shipment from the Nanawa mines, for which I wait, is late. I would prevail upon you to pick up the pumpkin in my stead and see it safely to the coffer and coffin. Present this receipt of purchase to Gargari at the Royal Plantations, and she will yield it to you. I apologize for asking you to attend to this time-consuming task, but I truly appreciate your assistance. That was kind of annoying to say, but also kind of cool. Alright, I'll go turn in the Pugilist quest, pick up the next Pugilist quest, and then I'll call it a night. Because it's what now? Just over 2 hours, that's fine. Then tomorrow I can work on uploading the VODs. And I'll probably server transfer, because I want to be on Ravana, okay? I want to be on Ravana just to be with my main. Damn it. So you've given the Earth Sprites what for? Well done, Seal. By smiting stone and earth, you've forged unyielding weapons of your fists. You're an endless fount of vigor, Seal. Aye, just like myself in my younger days. This must be the promising recruit you've been telling me about. Well, of course he's promising. He's trained under Harmon Holy Fist! That's our Master Harmon. Seal, I don't believe I've introduced my assistant yet. This is Chuchuto. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. As introduced, I serve as Master Harmon's right hand, though he has still much more I have yet to learn. Together, let us strive for mastery of our art. Chuchuto joined the guild soon after I was made its master. She's my very first student, as a matter of fact. Well, there was one other to be sure, but let's not dwell on the past, Master. It was Seal's bright future we were discussing. Which reminds me, did you collect my gill from him? My gear is rather worn down, and I do need the money for repairs. Yes, Seal's future with us is bright indeed. If he keeps up his efforts, he may well become the next Holy Fist. Train hard, young one, and grow strong. When the time's ripe, I'll have another lesson for you. He seems to be dying. Right, so I get the weapon. No, it's gonna give me the most here. 13, 21, 21. It's gotta be that. So now I have an eye patch. And the better weapons. We'll call it there. Thank you all for tuning in. Oh, man. We'll continue our adventures with Seol and the Pugilists Guild next time. So Seol's gonna be like a purely stream character, just to like go through the story with everybody, because that's sort of what I want to do, start from scratch, go through quests and whatnot, and just like main one class, honestly, not swap through everything, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, I think that's about all I got to say. Oh, and I want to try like actually stream more. My last stream was like 2 months ago, and to be honest, that's very disappointing. Although, to be fair, it was kind of a busy couple of months with like work and stuff. Other stuff I had going on. But yeah, no. Thank you for tuning in, and there will be more of this. I promise you. All right. Bye.